Hi guys and welcome back. So today I'm going to be showing you how to make this peppermint mocha cake. Let's begin. To get started on the recipe, you'll want to make the buttermilk alternative. So into a bowl place your pre-made coffee. I brought this in a carton which I thought was oat milk, but it was actually coffee oat milk or coffee oat, whatever. Then add in vinegar and mix until combined. Set aside until needed a little later on. Then into another mixing bowl, which is quite large, you'll want to add in your dry ingredients, which is just your flour, your sugar, your cocoa powder and your raisin agents. Then mix those all together until they are fully combined. This just helps to not have any lumps in the mixture later on as well, so just keep that in mind. Feel free to sieve it if you want to, but I always find that none of my ingredients are very lumpy, as I do use them pretty quickly from buying them, so they don't have time to develop lumps in them. You can then go ahead and add in the buttermilk that we made earlier on into the dry mix, not forgetting to add in your oil as well, and mix these all together until you have a cake batter form. It will be quite a liquidy mixture, but it will also be on the thicker side of a liquid. It won't be completely runny, but just keep mixing until everything is incorporated, and then you can give the bowl a good scraping down. And this is just to incorporate any bits that may not have been fully worked in from earlier on, so don't forget to the very top and the bottom of the bowl. As you can tell, I had traces of dry ingredients around the top of the bowl. Scrape them in and you're good to go. Then split the mixture between two 6-inch cake pans and bake them off. I will leave all the times and temperatures you need in the blog post, which will be linked down below, so don't forget to check out the description. Here's what mine looked like before they went in the oven, and then I will show you what they look like after. But I had an accident and I dropped them and I kind of broke them, but I still wanted to use them. So then when it comes to the assembly, my cake looks off. It's not, I just dropped it because I'm clumsy. Then grab your board, plate or stand and place a blob of buttercream into the centre. Place your first layer of cake on top, press down to secure it in place. Then pipe a ring around the outer edge of the cake and fill it with the same buttercream. And then just place your second layer of cake on top and just pipe buttercream all around the outside. It doesn't need to be perfect, as we'll smooth and level it out to get the best consistency possible. As you can tell, my cake was not level whatsoever. Do I care? Not really, no. You can do better if you want. I was making this cake, actually, I made it in, I think it was in April of 2025. So if you're watching this, hey, this cake was made in April 2025. Not Christmas recipe at all. Not made around Christmas, but it is for Christmas, so little, Easter egg for you. Then smooth out the buttercream until you are happy with it. I'm not a super fancy person when it comes to buttercream. If it looks okay, I'm happy. Get rid of the jagged edge and, maybe fill in the gap where your cake is wonky if you're like me. But then while the buttercream is still tacky, you can go ahead and just take some of these candy cane sprinkles or broken candy canes and just create a border around the bottom edge of the cake. Chill in the fridge until needed later on. Then you can go ahead and make the ganache, which will be for the drip. Into a heat-proof bowl, you'll want to add in your chocolate chips and your milk. Then stir them all together, then place them in the microwave and melt for around 60 to 90 seconds or until the mixture is until when you take it out and you can mix it, it comes together and it becomes very smooth and glossy. I find that 90 seconds works best for me, but you might need more or less time depending on your microwave. But again, you can figure that out. If your ganache is hot, you want to let it cool. Once you've made the ganache and it's a good temperature, you can then place into a piping bag and that's the best way I like to do the drip, but you can do the drip however you'd like. And with your cake being chilled, you're allowed to have the ganache a little warmer. Do your drip or apply the drip, then add some more of the chocolate ganache into the centre of the cake and just spread and level that out until you're happy. Then while the ganache is still tacky, use some of the same candy cane sprinkles or broken candy canes from around the bottom of the cake on top of the cake, and then you're good to go. That's all the decoration that is needed for this cake. So then I thought it would only be fair to show you the inside of this cake as I made it, and I nearly didn't film this part. I forgot and I was like, oh, I best record that. So then cut your cake into as many or as few pieces as you like. The choice is really up to you, but you've got 2 layers of cake, the peppermint buttercream and everything else that you need. It's a perfect cake for Christmas. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for more from me, and I'll be back again soon with another recipe, so join me then. In the meanwhile, don't forget to check out the description. There'll be a link to this recipe, a link to my blog and links to all my social medias. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed. Bye guys.